My next guest, Brian Kennedy, makes a welcome return to Bush Hall, Uxbridge Road, Shepherd's Bush, West 12, Sunday the 9th of April, in a concert presented by Stuart Leon. Now, tickets are on sale online at bushhallmusic.co.uk and details are on our website, irishradio.org. As an internationally celebrated singer and songwriter, Brian has shared the stage with such musical greats as Van Morrison, Bob Dylan, Stevie Wonder. Brian, you're welcome back to the programme. Great to speak to you again.
You too, Jerry. Nice to be back in London too. It's it's a gorgeous sunny day. My goodness, let's hope it stays that way.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, many of our listeners went along to see you in the concert at Bush Hall last autumn and enjoyed the diverse music and the banter and all the rest of it. Now, Bush Hall has retained its sort of its original Edwardian features and it's a lovely, lovely venue.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's wonderful, first of all, that venue still exists because it's so much, it's historically very important. But what a wonderful thing. I think the original owner gave it to his daughter, didn't he, as a present back in the day, as you say, in Edwardian times. And I wonder what they would think now, all these years later, that it's still used for entertainment, for comedy. I'll be there, as you know, with the extraordinary Patrick Bergin as my special guest. So, I mean, again, we're going to bring a whole load of the last 25 years, certainly of my back catalogue, as well as Patrick's as well. He's an amazing performer.
Indeed. Now, we'll discuss later on the treats you'll be serving up, reflecting on 2016. It was a significant year for you, one of the anniversaries. You were turning...
I can hardly believe it's been 20 years, Jerry, since A Better Man came out. So I suppose the challenge for me every night on this little tour is I'm going to choose different songs from A Better Man every single night, because it's hard to come out and just play one record or one period in your life. So of course I'm going to do all the favourites that people expect. And like I say, I'm going to I talk to the audience, I ask them questions, I see what their favourites are. And so every night's going to be a different gig. Bush Hall, who knows what's going to come out? I have long associations with that part of the world, but certainly I'm going to be choosing different selections from A Better Man, just to really celebrate the fact that here we are 20 years later, and in fact I am a better man. I'm getting through the whole journey with cancer, like I say, and I think I'm singing better than ever. And what a beautiful gig to be able to stand up in London and just sing my head off for all those great people.
Indeed. Now, sadly, your last appearance at Bush Hall coincided with the loss of your beloved brother, Bap Kennedy. Condolences, by the way, Brian.
Thank you. And it means so much when people say that to me. Even people said it at the gig, and it's great that his memory will live on and that the music will live on, and the fact that we're even speaking about him now means that his memory lives on. And if anybody's curious, of course, to check out what he was all about, just go to bapkennedy.com. There's lots of his story and his music there. And I think in those difficult times, I think historically music is the greatest comfort of all. People tell me all kinds of extraordinary stories about their own difficulties in their own lives, and it's great comfort to me that my music brings some kind of peace to people. So that's what I'll be about in Bush Hall on the 9th of April. I just want to get up there, sing for people, tell stories, and see what happens.
Right. Now, the ironic thing is that you got to spend time with Bap when he was actually ill, and you paid tribute to him. Now, you actually credited Bap's illness with the realisation that you should actually have a health check, and you're receiving, as you mentioned there, treatment for a diagnosis.
Yeah, that's right. It was such an extraordinary coincidence, really, because I'd heard that he'd become very, very sick, and then I just had one or two issues myself, and I thought, you know what, I'll go get checked. And when I did, I discovered I had the beginnings of a tumour myself. But thankfully now here we are. I mean, it's coming up to April now. It's nearly a year. It's 10 months later. I've had various kinds of chemo and radiation. I'm feeling great. My health is in really good shape. I mean, it wasn't the kind of chemo that made me lose my hair or anything. But yes, most importantly of all is that he really was one of the reasons why I went to get checked. And in fact, my doctor, there was a kind of a misdiagnosis that happened. So I pushed it and went for as they call it, a colonoscopy, which is a kind of a 100% sure kind of thing to do. And that's when we located the little tumour, and that's what I've been having treatment for successfully. So, yeah, I mean, of all the things that have happened to us, that's certainly one of the greatest things that's come out of such a dark time for him, for sure.
Indeed. Now, guesting with you, as you mentioned earlier on at Bush Hall, is Patrick Bergin. Now, I'll actually be speaking to him next week. He says he said to say hello to you, by the way.
Brilliant. We just did a concert together in Dublin for the Haiti disaster, raising funds for that with Riverdance and Roisin, an extraordinary performance. So, I mean, Patrick he's such a surprising man, He's such a gifted actor. I've seen him on stage. Of course, you remember him from Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts and people like that.
Indeed.
So he's had such an extraordinary career, and here he is standing, singing, being the kind of lone wolf on stage. He sang that amazing song, Hurt, I Hurt Myself Today, that Nine Inch Nails song. He really is something to behold when you go hear him. So I'm really honoured that he's going to be my special guest at Bush Hall. So I think if you're going to come, please come early and make sure catch his set. It's really unforgettable.
Right, that's excellent. Now, as well as doing all the stuff you've done, you presented on radio and TV and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Also a novelist.
Yes, I've got 2 novels that are published so far. You can find them on Amazon. The first is called The Arrival of Fergal Flynn, and the second is called Roman Song. I'm working away on other kind of projects too, but writing is something I really love to do when I'm not on the road, when I'm not working on records. So yeah, I mean, it's just, for me, really, it's an extension of the voice. I think the storytelling voice is really not that much different to the songwriting voice or the singing voice. So I love it when a story takes on a whole new journey that you don't see coming. I mean, the great thing about fiction is you can give characters all kinds of qualities that you wish you had yourself, or, all kinds of bravery or failures that are interesting to look at in yourself. So fiction for me really is, I just adore it. It's a mountain of work, but I do adore it.
That's excellent. Brian, listen, details once again of your upcoming concert. Brian Kennedy with guest Patrick Bergin appearing at Bush Hall Sunday 9th of April. Website is bushhallmusic.co.uk. Or you can see our website, irishradio.org. Brian, listen, it's been great speaking to you again. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad that your health is going well, and you're still continuing on, and you're still as positive and as good as ever.
It's wonderful, but it's also, thank goodness, to people like you who are, spreading the love. You're making sure people know that I'm in town doing concerts. So thank you, and thank you to Irish Radio. I know what great support you've been. It's been great.
Brian, it's a real pleasure. Lovely to speak to you again.
See you in the Bush Hall. Take care.
Great, Brian. Thank you indeed.
Bye.